Hey, hello, and welcome to tonight's Tidy Chat. I'm talking all about the power of belief and really the impact it has on your success with your career and with work-life balance. So when we don't have belief, we feel unworthy or we feel insecure. And this can show up in a number of ways, but I'm going to give a couple examples here and feel free to chime in with how it shows up for you. So you might feel unworthy of your job or your position, and like maybe you've heard of imposter syndrome, where like what you're advertising to the world, you don't feel like you're able to back that up. You feel like a phony basically, and that you're like living a lie when you're doing your work. So like for pharmacists, this might show up as not being confident in your verification skills, or feeling nervous about speaking with doctors, or really challenging their methods. Maybe honestly just checking their voicemails. You just like have this fear and this insecurity. Or you might feel stuck, like you're really maxed out on your potential and you're unable to push the envelope and really believe in yourself to go farther with what you want in life and your desires. So whether that's a new position or really achieving work-life balance, you just might feel like you can't push it farther, like you're just stuck with where you're at. And so for me, this is where I really want to connect with the new grads, because unworthiness really showed up glaringly post-graduation at my new job. And my very first job as a pharmacist was as a grad intern at a place that I had interned, so it felt very comfortable. I was with the same crew that I had been with as I was learning, and although I felt the stress of like being slow and all of that and just being a new pharmacist and making sure I had all my boxes checked, it was pretty comfortable. Like, shout out to Family Healthcare. I really love you guys. So that was a great time. Then when I transitioned to actually finding my own job, which was moving out to Colorado, being a first-time mom, pregnant with my first, and then finding this new job, there's so much unfamiliarity that I was seeking validation and approval. And I just wanted to feel accepted and feel good. That's like my pattern, is to like seek out acceptance and feel good about myself, especially with authority figures, which is, you know, nothing is a waste. I'm glad I spent the time I spent in pharmacy and definitely at this job, because there are so many like patterns in my life that were highlighted by it. So really looking up and expecting validation and approval from authority figures was glaringly obvious. So my boss wasn't particularly liberal with praise, and that's what I wanted so badly, especially coming out of school. I was used to being on rotations and getting feedback and being very guided. And so in the real world, whether or not I really wanted to admit that, I did want some hand-holding, like emotionally. And so the issue is really internal, because I kept internalizing anything that was happening. And like if I didn't get feedback on something, creating stories around that. Did I do poorly? That must mean that I sucked at this, etc. Whatever I was internalizing. So I think that some of us have this desire for approval, external approval, but really we just want to feel worthy and satisfied and feel like we've done a good job. But that's not required to be given to you by anyone. And I was trying to get other people to give that to me. I didn't know how to do it myself, so I was trying to get other people to do that, like my boss, for example. So when I was talking about authenticity the other night, I find that that's more of an external expression of who you are. And so when I wasn't showing up as a genuine person and I was people-pleasing, I was changing my behaviors to appear a certain way. But then when I learned to please myself, I began interacting with people in my own way, which caused this external change. So definitely belief and belief in yourself and confidence presents externally too. That would be like, yeah, definitely. But your confidence is an internal expression. It's like who you are to you. It's your truth. And you determine that. Unless you're giving that power or trying to put that responsibility on other people like I was doing. And if that's the case, then you're letting other people decide by approval or rejection or whatever what your value is and how you feel about yourself. Come on, that's crazy. So we want to be confident in who we are, and we want to be confident in our work and our answers, and we want to believe in progress and feel this positive momentum of change, and we want to get unstuck. But if we let our unworthiness go unchecked, things like your lack of confidence in verifying prescriptions leads to double, triple, quadruple checking them. So you stay late to make up for those insecurities. I would hoard a pile of things that I workflows are all different, but I remember hoarding a pile of things that I just was I need to be 100% sure on this. It's not due right now. I'm going to save it. And I would stay hours after work. So I'm sacrificing my time and my energy. No wonder you can't disconnect when you get home from work, because you're making whatever happened in the day dictate how you feel about yourself. And that's not a healthy way of going with the flow. That's a detrimental way. So what you think and you believe is your reality. And so the sooner that you can believe and expect things to work out for you, the better it will become. So how do you change this? It's kind of like flipping a switch if you're able to just decide. But often that's not the case. A lot of times these are deep-rooted patterns. And so it's like flipping a switch again and again and again and again until you actually can change your belief. And that's all a belief is accepting something to be true. So you decide that. So I like to use mantras and affirmations just to build my momentum. Little by little, I cut out the negative self-talk and I replace it with statements that I can actually get behind. So whenever I'm who am I to do this? Who am I to leave the pharmacy industry and start my own entrepreneurial situation? Then I just simply repeat, right now I'm doing I am worthy, and I begin to look for evidence of the worthiness. When you say I'm not worthy, you look for those things and you prove that to yourself. You prove, oh, I made a mistake on that script. I'm so dumb, not worthy to be here, lying to people. You can spin it whatever way you want. So that's a good thing because you can spin it in a positive light. You can believe in yourself. You can believe in your ability. You can look for the evidence of knowing your worth and believing whatever you want to be true. Side note on rap music, this actually helps me a lot. I'm just able to use their lyrics and their mega confidence as, as mantras in my own ways. Because that's just not my I wouldn't say it's not my natural. I think it's a feeling that I've covered up of being confident in myself. It's a feeling that I've learned to suppress, and so now I'm learning to express it more. So again, it's an internal belief. It's who you are to you. What you believe and your confidence is who you are to you. And then you do express that externally. But it begins within. So that's kind of what I have to say about worthiness, showing up with confidence, and really believing in yourself and what you're here to do on this earth. All right. Well, the more you practice belief in yourself and putting the weight on your own beliefs, what you accept as true, is how you'll feel worthy of stepping into your greatness and being a better pharmacist or a better mom or whatever. You have to believe it for it to be true. There are multiple stories I could share about having confidence at the pharmacy, but it just is for me, it was incremental in gaining the momentum and the positive momentum by just highlighting the evidence of myself doing well and being proud of myself, and it snowballed from there. So tag a pharmacy friend who needs to hear this, tag a healthcare professional who needs this. The more we can tap into our individual power, the more we impact our communities positively. So I think this work is crucial. It's a lot about me, but if we're the people that are serving other people, we have to be sure that our cup is full too. So Wednesday, we're going to talk about letting go of your type A-ness, your type A tendencies, your control freak side, and that'll be again at 7 Mountain Standard Time. I hope to see you then, and have a good night. Big love. Bye.